We had a sign and trade. This one coming out of Boston. And if you were listening last hour, you heard our favorite red-breast inebriated caller, Paul from Rhode Island, call in. Devastated because the Shamrocks made this trade. If you didn't hear, the Celtics are trading forward Grant Williams to the Mavericks in a 3-team sign and trade deal that will send the well-traveled, that's a nice way of saying you're a journeyman, Reggie Bullock, and draft picks to the Spurs, while Boston will get just 2 second-round picks for a guy they drafted in the first round in Grant Williams. And Williams gets to eat as much Tex-Mex as he wants, and he can go hang out at Cowboy games and all of that. A restricted free agent. He agreed to a 4-year contract for $53 million. Dead president. Grant Williams got $53 million. And he'll live in Dallas. The Mavericks also getting 2 second-round picks in the move. And the Spurs getting an unprotected pick swap, which is really exciting. You don't like the pick swap? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like picking a booger out of your nose and swapping it for another booger. How great is that? Anyway, that won't be till 2030. The Celtics also got a trade exception, exception. Wonderful. So let us discuss the question. Here's the question. How excited should the Mavericks be with Grant Williams and this trade? So on the Maller scale of excitement for Dallas, 1 to 10, with 10 being basketball utopia, this is, and I'm being generous on this is a 3. To the casual observer, you got to go on Basketball Reference to look up Grant Williams. He is not a household name. So I've got Target, Optometrist, and Sidecar. And we will lock all of these things together, and we are going to make the Baba Ganoush. We're going to make the Baba Ganoush. Now, number 1. Grant Williams is on the no-name list. And I know that list because I'm on the list, right? Nobody knows who the hell I am either. So I know what it's like to be someone that no one knows who you are. Grant Williams is not somebody that clearly moves the needle, but when you see the return the Celtics got, you know this is a guy that does not have a lot of value. And Williams was tossed in the transfer portal for a myriad of second-round picks, washed up Reggie Bullock, and a pick swap. Whoop-de-damn-do. And now Dallas is betting that Grant Williams will progress and that Kyrie and Luka will unlock the hidden treasures that Grant Williams has. Let me ask you a question. Maybe you're not a big basketball fan. I like the NBA. I like it more in the playoffs. I don't really care for the regular season anymore. I've grown out of that as I've aged. But when I watch the NBA, okay, has Kyrie ever made anyone better around him? Because if that's happened, send me a message. I don't recall it ever happened. And I don't think Luka does either. Those guys are great individual players. They put up big stats. They're wonderful if you play fantasy basketball. It's not like they make other people improve their performance. And this guy, Grant Williams, is going to have to make giant strides. At this point, he is what we call a market pantry player. If you've ever gone to Target, the store brand for food at Target's called Market Pantry. That's what this guy is. He's a store brand player, generic brand. Williams, I mentioned he was a first-round pick, and he's been with the Celtics since 2019, and in that time he's started 58 games. That's it. That ain't a lot. And last season he played more than he usually does, and he averaged 8 points and a little less than 5 rebounds a game. So that does not give you a tingly sensation. But good for him. Grant Williams just won the Texas lottery. And to think that $54 million is now the going rate for a baseline forward in the NBA. Mazel tov. They're doing something right over there. Now, page 2. Moving to Philadelphia. Now, we've learned the 76ers are sitting around and they're waiting for the phone to ring. The phone is not ringing. They've not been able to find a robust market for the Beard. Last we saw the Beard, he was hanging out at a party in the Hamptons with the Sixers owner. But it's kind of like a nice, mild winter in Siberia, the trade market for James Harden. At Philadelphia, if the news going around, the word on the street going around is accurate, that Philly has been offered varying degrees of hand-me-downs and also a mix of has-beens and nobodies. Okay, that's what the Clippers, God forbid, the Clippers are said to be the team that has the most interest, but the Sixers would like to get Terrence Mann. There goes that man again. Unlikely to be the case, but from your vantage point, what is going on with the Sixers and these James Harden trade talks? So from this side of the microphone, Philadelphia appears to be disheveled, disorganized. And I would recommend that they visit an optometrist. And here's why. They failed to read the room. Bad eyesight. You know when you go to the DMV and you got to read the reading chart and all that? They can't see all the letters. They thought that Z was an S. It's a bad job by them. But Daryl Morey, the smartest man in the room, if you don't believe me, just ask him. He thought that by trading his buddy James Harden, it would be A, easy, and B, he would get in return a Kobe steak and a nice expensive bag of potatoes, those Bay of Biscay potatoes there. And at this point, barring some unforeseen change, the Sixers will be lucky if they get back a 3-day-old piece of meatloaf from Artez's Kitchen in Milwaukee and some leftover General Tso's chicken from, that box of the Chinese takeout box in the back of your fridge. Yeah. So the market is flaccid at this point. And James Harden just, if he ends up with the Clippers, holy crap. Here we go again. That does not get me giddy. It does not. And he would just be another player with the Clippers who's guilty of truancy in the playoffs. Although, unlike some of these other guys, like Harden will go 40 points, 15 rebounds in a game, and then the next game he'll go 12 points on 5 of 18 shooting and 6 rebounds. And you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. But how many playoff games has he gone missing? In Houston? Everywhere he's been. All right, final point. We now move to Canada, Toronto. And there is noise that Pascal Siakam, I had to make sure I said that properly because of our friend, this guy in Brooklyn that calls, he pronounces his name differently, and I don't want to pronounce it like that because his name's Marcel, but he's not calling today. But there's some noise that Pascal Siakam, the leading scorer for Toronto, is about to be traded. Oh, my God, he's about to be traded. How exciting. He'll certainly be traded before the start of the season. Now, how much value does the star player of the Raptors, Pascal Siakam, have on the trade market? So, examining the situation here, Siakam is still considered a swanky pickup. He's not an extravagant pickup. There is a difference between swanky and extravagant, but a force multiplier in a pigeonholed way. All right, so let me explain. I can see a team like Atlanta who's trying to shake things up a little bit. It sounds like they're going to keep Trae Young, and they're said to be hot and heavy interested in Siakam. And that would be a pretty good fit, depending on what the Hawks give up, because Trae Young clearly is going to be the number one guy, and you look around at Siakam, he's the epitome of a sidecar player. You know what I mean? It's like Trae Young rides the motorcycle and then the nice little sidecar. And he's got the leather hat on and he's got the goggles. Just like the movies is Pascal Siakam. And it's unpleasant. He's getting paid a lot of money, however. And when he's in the number 2 chair, good things have happened. As a supplementary player, Pascal, he's 29. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and he can be yours if the price is right. And he's also, as a secondary player, number 2, he's getting $38 million. Pretty good. Pretty good. And Toronto holding a bonfire. Will the last person left in the Raptor locker room turn out the lights? The party's over. They have an urge to purge the Raptors. It'll be, what do you think, another 30 years before they sniff a big playoff run in Toronto? A generation? I'm going to go yes on that. I'm going to go yes. I know you didn't ask me, but I'm going to go yes.